Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sunesha and we are gonna play Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition. I got this free with Xbox Live, so let's start the new game and we're gonna play on hard. And this is actually a new series that I was started. This will be like Swine Radio, only that it's gonna combine gameplay with
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
So with this series I will talk and have a radio show, so
adventure. But instead,
adventure
found me.
And this series is gonna be, I'm gonna talk about gaming and other stuff at the same time as I play this. Okay, so this series is gonna be all about, I will talk about the different game subjects, and in this first episode I will actually talk about the person behind the games. I got this tag from Triforce Punk. He wanted, so he listed 10 things about personal things about himself, so I will do this exactly the same. And this pod gaming is actually influenced by my dear friends in America, the Digital Basement. They have a fantastic Diablo series, so check them out in my description. And I'm gonna play Tomb Raider on hard while I'm talking about shit. Oh man. It's a great game. I finished it before. It's not very hard game. And okay, so let's start it with number one. I will improvise after here. Actually, I'm not completely fully Swedish. I'm just half Swedish because my mom, she is from Finland, so I'm half Finnish. Unfortunately, I can't speak any Finnish at all more than some curse words. So my mother came to Sweden when she was 3 years old. She can speak Finnish, but I never learned it, and she never learned anything from me. Man, it's really weird. I told that sentence completely out of context. It's not like I learned her Finnish, she never learned me Finnish is the thing. I think I'm a little bit distracted with all stuff going on here. And trying to be serious. So yeah, I'm lying, I'm not completely Swedish, I'm just half Swedish. But I don't know which part is the best, the Finnish part or the Swedish part. I have no clue. Ouch. So, number two. I started gaming very early in my life. Actually, I was probably one of the first PC players I knew around my friends and stuff. Because most of those guys didn't have access to computers, but my father, he is an accountant, so he used computers very early. He actually used those old computers with you have a hole in paper and you can collect data by just scanning this hole in the paper. So I don't think there are any computers any longer with that kind of thing. So I played, my first game was Space Invaders and then Pac-Man. So I've always had 30 years experience with games. I'm 46 years old, and I started gaming when I was 6 years old, and I have gamed all my life, more or less. Okay, so let's swing Lara here. It's very nice of Xbox Live Gold to give me this game for free. So let's try to get... oh shit. Okay, so let's get to number 3. What more can I tell you? I have had many different works. My first work ever was actually... I worked for a big electric company, the energy company. And I was a messenger, so I ran a drive around in... car that was electrics actually, so it was very environment friendly. And one of the drawbacks about the electric car is that they are so quiet. So if I wanted to, I could really clip some. Ouch! I could really clip some bicycles and so on because you was completely silent because there are almost no engine sound. To my knowledge today, I've heard that now electric cars have a simulated engine sound, so just because of that reason. I had to be so careful when I was crossing the streets and so on because it. Oh, I'm a little bit confused about the game. So, oh, there we go. So let's put this on fire. So this electric car, and sometimes I have to be so very careful because especially people on bicycle, they didn't hear me, so I had to be aware about my surroundings all the time.
No, we must have.
That horse didn't help me out. It will probably go out now. Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay, so okay, a third thing about me. It was a fun. I got promoted very early at the NRE company because this was when internet started to get mainstream and people started using emails and stuff. So I got to work as a teacher. So I teach people. I teach people to use email and internet and so on. So that was my second job there, and it was a really fun thing because it was a very older people here. Most of the people, Sweden is a socialist country, so most of the people that belong to the NRE company could belong to the States a while back. But so most of them was very old. Stop! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Okay. Okay. Lara made it. So the most of the people was actually quite old there, so many of them have never started a computer. This was what do you call blue-collar workers, so they didn't have computers at home. And one of the first things I learned to learn them was to read newspapers, and that catch on very fast because then everyone was checking the internet all the time for getting free news. When I've learned them, everyone, I got a new role because I worked I was working in an outsourced company at the energy company, and they had an advertising department, and my computer skills and my design skills was quite well at the time. So I actually worked with them for 1 year designing advertisements and stuff. So I have done that kind of shit also, so and it maybe shows in my thumbnails and so on. I have one big weakness, that is that I always over-design things. I make it too pretty, too advanced instead of keeping it simple. And that's the thing about design. It's all about successful design. It's all about making the most of solid as possible. So more simple you can do a thing is a good thing. So simple is good, and that was one of my weaknesses. I never do anything simple. I just over design it. Okay, I forgot about this. So that I really enjoyed that work, but it was really boring sometimes. I did a lot of generic things like I did letterheads and so on, and just design brochures and things. So it was all about the design placement and so on, and that was really boring. It was really very challenging work. Oh, let's burn this then. Okay. I'm not really concentrating on my gaming here, so that was one of my other works. And the even more funny thing is actually that my education, I actually... what does this do? Oh, I get it. Stuff is dropping down there. So my education is actually... I was... I don't know what it calls in English, but I fix cars, the painting and and used hammers to take out the bombs and so on. So that was my education. So I was a carman, but I get allergic, so I couldn't work with that, and that was a shame. I really enjoyed that work. It was simple work, and you always had your mind free to do other stuff. That's one of the things I don't really like about works, is when I use my mind in my work. Okay, let's see. How do I get stuff in? Oh, I get it. I have to wait for it. So I don't really enjoy work where I use my mind, because I want to use my mind on my free time. So I actually like I like physical works mostly, but my talent is not in that department. So I have no talents in that department very much, more than fixing cars. So I have always done works where you use your mind. And actually I was a conscript in the Swedish army, and I was a second lieutenant I finished as, and it was very close that I actually signed off as a UN soldier. But at that time I had a girlfriend that was a vegetarian, and I got stuck onto that, so I stopped eating meat also, and I really liked that. It was not for some militant reason. It was just I think that felt good to do. So I was a vegetarian for 10 years, and when I gonna sign up as a UN soldier, I thought about it. I don't really wanted to kill people. I thought, fuck you, yeah. Fuck you, go get off of me. Oh shit, I missed that out. So I really didn't want to kill people, and as a UN soldier, maybe I would be in that situation. I had to kill someone, and I think I wouldn't manage to do that. So okay, let's try this again. Stupid quick time events. Oh man, that got hurt. So I didn't sign up as a UN soldier, and that's one of the things I actually regret now. I think UN is keeping the peace and so on, and I regret that I didn't. Oh, these stupid quick time events. So I never got to be a UN soldier. But oh man, I'm so confused. For fuck's sake, this is possibly one of the most stupid quick time events. Is faster. Tell me that I made it. Yeah, I made it. So I was a vegetarian, so if I didn't want to kill animal, how the fuck am I gonna kill humans? So I never went into that area of expertise. So, but it was very close, because when I quit the Swedish forces as a second lieutenant, my grade as a soldier was top notch. So I could actually make a career as a professional soldier in Sweden, but it really, at that time, it really didn't attract me, and I don't think today that I really wanted to do it either. So I think in some way life put me on a path that is good enough in anyway. So oh man, so let's continue, Laura. And oh, it's a hard thing to speak about. One of the other secrets or other things about me. Let me think. I'm thinking I'm on number 4 or 5. I actually went back to school when I was 25 and took my high school. I always mix this up, because the school you go to when you are between 15 and 18, I actually made that and took a year off on all my works and actually got my education. And I actually did that just because I wanted a break from everything, and it was easy, so I went to school just to have a break. And school is so much easier than working in my case, because usually my work has always been so demanding. So it was really relaxation. I really enjoyed that year that I got everything. But after that, I started. I was also for a long while. We had an independent record company where we released some music and stuff, and that went really well because we catched on to the whole internet music revolution at the time, where just people started to use MP3 players and stuff. So that was really fun to work with. I actually earned quite much money at some time, because it was before the big artists and companies actually catch on to, because they always thought it will be record companies are so stupid. They thought the internet was gonna be a fad that will go all the time, but it's not that. They were really convinced that internet was just a thing that was gonna go away. And me and my friends that made music, we took a good advantage on that, because we didn't have to fight against the bigger stars. But I can say our record company died as soon as the internet started. As record companies started to release, the big record companies started to release music. It was it's like YouTube right now. I'm not big and I'm not famous and so on, so I can't compete with people. And it was the same in the music. When the big name came out, we dropped out. Nobody checked out our free music any longer, or bought our records or anything, because then the bigger companies took all that traffic. But it was a great time where small people actually was big on the internet. And I feel a little bit the same about YouTube. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh Laura, you are so clumsy, bitch. Come on Laura. And so that was a fun time, because we had a lot of fans, and we still actually people. I remember the first memory when I got the email from one of our fans. He was a DJ in Holland, and he had played our music at a big rave there. And that made me so happy. And I worked a lot with music for a while. Actually, I still do some music stuff, but it's mostly technical stuff. For example, mapping samples, sound samples. For example, if you have a drum song, you record it in 12 different striking strengths, and then you map it out to a key on a keyboard. And so the harder you hit the key, the harder the drum sound sounds. So and you record that. Those kind of stuff I had done a lot. And I actually worked a little bit on Steinberg and did other stuff for them. Steinberg is a music software company. They do audio recording software for amateurs to professionals. And so I worked on a project that called Groove Agent. That was my first work with professional music software. So we actually did Groove Agent was a virtual drummer, you can call it. You had in your computer, and it was filled with different styles. For example, if you like to play guitar and so on, you can have drum tracks where you can set the drummer and control the drummer. And it was an excellent idea. You had intensity bar, so when you drove the intensity up, the more intense the drummer went, so you can control the drummers. And the cool thing was that you can, after you have recorded the drummer, you can change his drumming. So if you didn't like a part, you can remove it and still keep the professional drummer. And that was one of the projects I worked for almost a half year, and that was really, really hard.
Here's the soon-to-be world-famous archaeologist, Lara Croft, in her native habitat.
Oh, you're so funny!
For the lost kingdom of Yamatai, home to the fabulous Himiko, mythical Sun Queen, and ancestor.
So this pod gaming series is just gonna be me talking about stuff. Today's subject is the gamer behind the games or something. like that, but after all, I'm gonna talk about anything gaming related. I will probably go over news, and I will really easily be a little bit more than Swine Radio is probably a part of Swine Radio, and I really just wanted to do some party gaming, and it's a good thing to play a game, but have something to talk about, and I like talking, as you may already guessed, so... Oh, I was talking about my career as a professional musician. Oh man, that really destroyed me until there. It really wrecked my creativity until today. I do some music sometimes, shorter stuff when I need it for something, but I really, after working as a professional, it really killed my wish to be a professional musician again. So that was one of the things that was a bad thing to working at that, and I think if I would work as a professional YouTuber, I would never want to edit a video never again. I like to do many different stuff at the same time and at the same day. I like variation and so on. So to do the same stuff over and over again is a very good thing for me to lose interest in stuff. Oh man, what more should I tell you? Oh, it's so hard. 10 things. I think I'll tell you about everything in my... I just say a lot of different things. That really doesn't matter. Oh man, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm confused because I get confused by these cutscenes here. I don't care. How can I skip them? I don't care about that. I just want to play the game. No, I can't. So we have to see this bullshit. I've already seen it, and this is not about the games. So yeah, the game is just gonna be a backdrop and so on. So another thing about me that I not advertise so much. It's not a secret, but I want the people to judge me through who I am and not what I have and so on. And I actually have a bipolar disorder, and that's a disorder that is chronic. So I have to eat medicine for the rest of my life, and that the sickness, or what you call it, is all about it's about the mood. It's a mood disorder, so sometimes I can be super happy and sometimes I'm super sad. But really, I'm kind of in that mode that most people are in. I'm in the neutral mode. My medicine makes me even, but I'm not even like normal people. I'm super even because of the medicine, so that's one of the bad things about it. Okay, so let's actually quit here for this pod gaming episode, and I think this will be a very great ending for my first pod gaming thing. And this is kind of style it's gonna be. I'm gonna improvise. I will pick a subject and I will talk about it, and I will probably talk a lot about anything more that comes to my mind. It will be a freestyle Swine Radio pod gaming, and I really like to say something about this game. I really like the direction they went with Lara Croft in this version of Tomb Raider. I think she is more a human girl than a pin-up girl. So, and okay, I think I covered a lot about myself and the person behind gaming. Most of people that has followed my channel have probably heard a lot of this stuff before, so let's quit while I'm ahead. And as always, thank you for watching.